Okay, we're going to look at the calculator and using that to find square roots, cube roots, and also to calculate powers of numbers. So let's have a look at our calculator here. Okay, so here's our calculator. Now the main buttons we use are the squared button. Okay, squared button, there it is. And we also use the cube button here. And also we use just the general power button just here. So there's three buttons, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, that we mainly use for powers. So let's have a look at our first question then. So, all right, so what have we got here? The x squared key on a calculator can be used to square a number. So for example, to find 9 squared, press 9, then the x squared button, then equals. So let's do that now. So I'm going to press 9, and then the x squared button, then equals. You should get 81. So just try that again. So 9, then the squared button, then the equals button. You should get 81. Okay, so we can write down our answer then, which is 9 squared is equal to 81. Okay, now let's have a look at the cube button. Okay, so on the calculator, here it is. Let's just press all clear to clear the screen. And then you've got the cube button here. We're going to use that this time. So let's have a look at the question. It says the x cube button can be used to cube a number. So for example, to find 4 cubed, press 4, x cubed, then it equals. Okay, so let's do that. Our calculator's here. We're going to go 4, the x cubed button is just up here, then equals 64. Okay, so do it again. 4 x cubed equals. Okay, so let's write down the answer. The answer is 4 cubed equals 64. Okay. Now, what if you've got a higher power than 2 or 3? Now, we've got a general power button. So, for example, if you want to do 2 to the power 7, you press 2, x to the power button, then 7, and then equals. So let's do that now. So clear the screen, AC, and then press 2. Now the general power button is just next to the squared button, so you press that. Notice a little blank there asking you for the power 7, and then you press equals, and that's 128. All right, so do that again. 2, and then the power button, and 7 equals 128. So we can write that down now. So 2 to the 7 is equal to 128. Okay, so just remember, it's not 2 times 7, it's 7 lots of 2's multiplied together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's what 2 to the 7 means. And we can also do square roots on our calculator. Let's have a look. The square root key on our calculator can be used to find the square root of a number. So for example, to find the square root of 64, press the square root button, 64 equals. So let's do that now. So the square root button is just here. You can see a little square root symbol with a little blank inside. So press the square root button, then 64, and then equals, and that gives you 8. So do that again. Clear it. Square root button, 64 equals 8. So let's write down our answer. So square root of 64 equals 8. All right. Well, let's do the last one is the cube root button. So the cube root button, which is this one here, can be used to find the cube root of a number. So for example, to find the cube root of 64, press the cube root button, 64, and then equals. Now this is a little bit trickier than the other ones. We'll just clear it. The cube root function, if you see, it is just in orange, okay? And it's just above the square root. Now to access the orange functions on the calculator, you have to press the shift button. So I'm going to press shift, then the cube root button, right? And really, I know I press the square root button, but I'm accessing the orange function just above the square root button, okay? Then I press 64, then equals. Okay, so let's do that once more. Shift, cube root, 64, equals. Okay, so let's write the answer down. The cube root of 64 is equal to 4. Now remember, the buttons for that were, you have to press shift first, shift, then you press the cube root button, which is really just above the square root button, right? Then you type in 64 and then equals, and you should get your answer. Okay, and that's it for today.